Hello all, this is The Bad Catholic, and this is an introduction to a series that I'm engaging on, which is pro-life strategies, tactics, and theory. In my discussions with fellow pro-lifers here in the real world and here on the net, I'm finding some disturbing problems. Most of them, I think, are not due to insincerity or stupidity. I think it's due to the fact that a lot of people don't actually understand the mentality of their opposition. And when I say mentality, I'm not using this in a negative sense. They're not, twisting their mustaches. I think some are, but not the majority of the people you'll actually come across. So because of this, I would like to start a series that will engage the presuppositions of the opposition and then also deal with some of the rhetorical questions and objections that we receive. That way, the pro-lifers that are very young and in university, we're talking like 17-year-old kids, will actually have tools to use and utilize in discourses in a university environment. Because the biggest problem that I found, especially in my university, if I could just divert and digress for a moment into recollection here. 3 years ago at my university, a huge pro-life issue blew up with the club there, and you read the student paper, and you would think that it was a cabal of crypto Nazis, hardened, like I would basically twisting their mustaches, wanting to oppress people, and using every dirty trick in the book to get what they wanted. And I didn't really care all that much either way. And it wasn't until a couple of years later that I actually met these people. And what was depicted by the opposition was completely off base. These were like 17, 18-year-old kids that, they didn't even swear. They actually were incredibly naive, politically speaking, well-intentioned, but naive. And these kids didn't understand how the political system worked. They didn't understand how politics really operated. And they were being represented as something completely separate. And when I talked to them, I was finding that they really didn't understand where the opposition was coming from and exactly how dishonest they really were. So my response to this is what I'm doing right now. I want to give young people and pro-lifers in general the tools that they will need to engage our opposition more effectively. And also, as a former atheist, a former communist, and radical in both, by the way, I have a very sympathetic understanding to where they're coming from. They're not evil. Most of them have what they perceive to be very rational reasons for what they're doing. But also there are some prejudices that are stopping them from changing their position, and we need to address that as well. And if we caricature our opposition, we're never going to be able to effectively change them. That is to say, their position or their views. So, I guess this isn't all that brief after all, but to close, feel free to post these on websites, send them to your friends. Disagree with me if you like. Respond. And of course, why? Because I believe, unlike many, that intellectual discourse is in fact the best way to do it. However, I do not believe, as I think you will find as this develops, that I believe that intellectual discourse, that is to say, the tactic of education, is effective unto itself. However, we do need to use and utilize the tactic of free speech to the best of our abilities. No, by the way, I'm not saying bomb abortion clinics or anything like that. I'm just saying being more active in a physical way, meaning getting your ass out on the street, making leaflets, stuff like that. That's what I mean. Not hurting people or shooting anyone. Okay, just make sure that we understand that. Anyway, so that's my conclusion. I hope to hear from you, and I hope this is as fruitful as I would like it to be. So take care, God bless, and as always, Ave Maria. Bye-bye.